What's up, trash? And as some of you may or may not know, well, I mean, if you're watching this, I can guarantee you must know, unless you somehow just happen to stumble upon this video. And if that's the case, enjoy your stay, get a nice cold beverage. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2 has just been announced for a trailer, and I must say, this trailer flew quite under the Dragon radar. So far under that it barely even made a beep. I only happened to stumble upon it by chance when I was looking at a Bandai member's Twitter page when checking something for another game. But anyway, first things first. Let's talk about Xenoverse 1 quickly. This game was met with both positive and negative reviews, and I mean, I personally think the game was okay. It had a lot of positives that made me look forward to a sequel, but it also had a lot of negatives, like making the main villains of the game fucking DLC. I mean, who does that? But even with that regard, I had a lot of fun with the game. I enjoyed playing as my own character, and as most people would agree, the new story was a welcome. Now, when I was first looking at the trailer, a friend said to me that it looked exactly the same as the first game. And you know, I agree in some respects. I mean, the graphics look amazing compared to the first, and that's saying something because the first one was fucking beautiful, and no one can deny that. But apart from that, you could almost be mistaken for thinking it's just Xenoverse DLC. The trailer does not really give you much of an insight as to how the game is different. But you know, that doesn't bother me as much as it would with any other game, because to me, Xenoverse 1 felt like it was just testing the waters, seeing what they could do. It felt like it lacked a lot of content. But you know, what it had worked for me, and was decently fun. So if they just can take that decent game and expand more, adding more characters, items, moves, and a story, you could easily make what was a 6 out of 10 game into an 8 out of 10 or maybe even a 9 out of 10 game. The first main thing I noticed about this trailer had to be that the created character was standing on top of a building. And I know what you're all saying. What's the point of that? As even bringing that up. And I know it's a small point, but to me it seems like they've added flying to the hub world, which I'd say is, on the scale of things, is kind of important. But it's insignificant, but it's still a nice feature. Because I think, as most people would agree, travelling between shops and to missions was such a pain in the ass and such a tedious task in the old game. So this is a nice welcomed feature. Another thing that looked promising to me is the amount of characters that were in the trailer. That it seems they are now adding movie stories to the plot of Xenoverse 2, which is a big welcome for me, because I love big roster character games. Or big rosters in character games. Big character rosters. There we go. We got it. Good. We don't need to do another take. This is perfect. So anyway, it seems like they're going to add more characters to the game, and of course that's a thing I like, and I think most people would agree. Doesn't look like we're going to get a Tenkaichi free style of roster, which is like every character. But it seems like we're going to get a lot more, which I think most people would agree is a really welcome feature. You know, speaking of Tenkaichi Free, I really wish they would just remake that game. Everyone loved that game. It would be a perfect PS2 remake. But you know, I digress. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Another thing I noticed in the trailer was that it has a statue of your created character. Now this gives me the idea that they're going to use a sort of, a save system where they get your old save and basically add that to the game, which is always a nice feature. I mean, it was always nice when it was like in Mass Effect 2, even though, the decisions in Xenoverse, there wasn't any decisions, but it's still nice. It's just a nice sort of thing they did for their fans. Although this could also mean that we're not going to play as the same character from the last game. Although I highly doubt that's the case. I think they're just going to stick to... I think it's still the same character's story. Which I'm just presuming now he's like a big sort of star in the Timekeepers. Although, you know what? Anything could happen. But I'm saying they're just going to stick to that because by the looks of it, that's what they're sticking to. It's a sequel. Anyway, this is kind of hard to judge because there isn't really that much in the trailer. So until we get a gameplay trailer or maybe even a second trailer, I can't really make more judgments on the game. But anyway, this has been your average gaming trash. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more. Love you, filth.